now we can actually start.
What?
Yeah. So welcome to another exciting episode of You Must Be Joking.
Right.
Anyway, I actually did some a little bit of research this week. And
We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to abjectly spout things that we regurgitate that rhetoric says that is the stuff.
Well, I was looking.
I think I just channeled Kamala Harris.
No, because you actually made a full sentence that made sense.
Did it?
It was just, yeah.
I thought it was just random words.
No, that
Space.
That's what it's about. Space.
I love space, man.
Yeah, space, the final frontier. This one here is
it?
let's see here.
I think there's one more
110 feet wide city killer asteroid to zoom past Earth on August 14th.
Yeah?
Guess what?
That's today.
Yeah.
That's the one that's passing about 7 million miles away.
Back-to-back, or 5 back-to-back space rock flybys expected in 5 days.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're all supposed to come fairly close, like you're within 4.7 million kilometers.
Kilometers, yeah. Because there was there one earlier this year that was like just skirted outside the moon? Because there's one, I want to say Cleopatra or something. It's got some archaic name like that, but it circles the sun and it comes across the path of the Earth a couple times, and it's not big. It's like maybe they think maybe half a mile, maybe, but it's big enough to do some damage.
Yeah,
and it crosses the path once in a while, but they're like it's not going to hit until 2089, and I'm like, oh well, I don't have to give a. But I'm like, why don't they start mining those? Because we know of at least 10 that are big enough to wipe us out, that are crossing the Earth's orbit, or at least close enough to make us go, hey, that one might wipe us out for the fear-mongering. But why don't we start mining that stuff?
I got.
Are we going to? We probably will, huh?
Well, they probably will start that about the time that there's nothing left here.
I mean, can they? Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
because right now it's more profitable to mine locally than intergalactically.
Well, my thought and impression was that once we
I
did
thought you were going to be serious for a second.
Once we did start mining outside of the atmosphere, we would just be doing it for projects out, like mining metals and fabricating metals, so that we can build, space stations and stuff on, external of the planet, as opposed to going and getting it and bringing it all the way back, because that seems non-cost effective.
Oh yeah. I don't know, but there you go. Hey,
here I go thinking again.
SpaceX, that could be their next thing after their trip to Mars.
Well, yeah. So I wonder, like I said, are we just early? It's going to be, a couple more generations, and they'll be like, we need some mindless miners up there on Io.
Well, all that should actually start happening just before the 25th century.
So about 400 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, that's about what was going on with Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Is that when it was? 25th century?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Bede, buck up, buck.
I love that show. I don't know.
His name was Tweaky, and they knew why.
I'm freezing my ball bearings off. Yeah, I used to get such a kick out of that. He was my favorite one until they changed his voice.
Tweaky?
Yeah.
I don't even remember changing his voice.
Broke my heart because he had such a good mechanical voice, and then it ended up being a little kind of small.
Yeah, so meteors are out there.
Well, these are asteroids, not meteors.
Well, asteroids, whatever. Comets, asteroids, meteors, all of it.
Yeah.
It's a meteor until it hits the atmosphere. Then it's a meteorite when it makes it to the ground.
Yeah, and it's an asteroid when it's in space, and when it hits you in the ass, then it's a hemorrhoid.
I see. Unless it's a chick, then it's a hemorrhoid. Don't be blaming men for everything.
That's another hemorrhoid right there. Is the herroid.
Why is this a hernia and she gets a hysterectomy? What's going on here? Shouldn't this be a hysterectomy and she gets a hernia? I don't know.
That would be sexually
Appropriate?
Yeah,
That'd be genderly correct, sir. Yeah, right.
and it would balance the scales.
Just because the jerks that figured out what they were got to name them.
I assume that there's actually some kind of a meaning to each part of that.
There
we're
probably
not privy
is, but I'm
to.
not going to look it up.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that, man. I just need to not know enough so that people go, God, did you hear that stupid shit he just said?
Every step of the way. Anyway.
This one's for the vegans.
Oh, okay.
What would you do if you lived in New Hampshire and you owned a business and there were green crabs everywhere just infiltrating and inundating and just being, you know, an oppressive source of infuriation?
I'd be flashing back to one of my high school girlfriends. You know, I mean, that's the last time I've seen that many crabs in one place.
Well, this guy happens to own a brewery, and so he took these green crabs and put them in whiskey.
There you go.
That's for a crab infestation. He went ahead. He'd been making Crab Trapper. It's Tamworth Distilling makes Crab Trapper whiskey. That's how you control an invasion of crustaceans in New Hampshire. You just go ahead and put it on in that kettle. Let's see. Well, you know, we cook them and eat them. Let's drink them.
Extra flavor to both.
The only thing I didn't find was a bottle that was shaped like a crab. That would have been awesome. Remember how they used to have those old bottles like cars and stuff? I think those were shaving cream or cologne. Though.
Yeah, it was cologne. I got one around here somewhere.
Although, what's his butt? Dan Aykroyd has that Skull vodka. Crystal vodka or whatever. Crystal Skull vodka.
Oh, okay.
Which is in a bottle that's like a skull.
Yeah, which would be a takeoff of the
movie or whatever.
Yeah,
the
Indiana
phenomenon.
Jones. Indiana Jones, the last one. It was pretty good though. So
The
what?
last one?
Yeah. And the Curse of the Crystal Skull.
Is that the one where they had that big toilet at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Indiana was looking a little flush that day.
Obviously, I wasn't impressed by it.
Nah, yeah, I was impressed that at his age he was still able to do as much as he was.
Mm.
You know, I mean, you think about it. You know, I mean,
What is he, like 70 now?
he's in his 70s, yeah. But he was like in his late 60s.
Isn't there talk
or
of doing
70s.
another one?
They were talking about it, yeah.
Like Indiana Jones 5 or some stuff?
Yeah, except I think it's somebody else that's supposed to play it, and he's supposed to do a cameo in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which, you know, now he's the guy comes in and says, hey, you got to go get the thing for the museum. As
Yeah.
opposed to his guy who would come in, hey, Andy, come get this thing for the museum.
Yeah, well,
I can see that.
Yeah, because it would be a lot like
We're just projecting.
Maverick. Okay.
Maverick.
Yeah, the original movies of Maverick. You know, with Jim.
Come on now, Garner.
Yeah, James Garner. That's it. Yeah. And his daughter too. You know, I mean, she's an actress too. But yeah, James Garner was doing that, and then what's his face, Mel Gibson did it, but they had a cameo of James Garner playing his father. You know,
Is that a cameo? He more had a part. It wasn't really a cameo.
Yeah, but it really wouldn't have been a Maverick movie without him in it anyway. But you know.
Which Total Recall did you like better? The first
original.
one or the remake?
The original, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. When he's dressed up as that chick and goes to Mars. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the pandemic breakdown. 2 weeks.
Well, you know, I mean, the second one was good. Okay, I'll give it that.
I liked a little bit of it.
You know, but the storyline and everything else just didn't really cut it. I mean, the original storyline I thought was better. If the special effects maybe not quite so well, you know, because they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I liked a little bit more about this because it was, you know, it was more modern effect wise.
Yeah.
Where that one was like, oh, that's old school cool.
Yeah.
Still cool. I've watched it like 5 times in the past 3 years.
Yeah, well, I had
That
it.
and
I had
Fifth
it.
Element. I watched The Fifth Element way too much.
I had it on VHS, and I gave that one away and everything a few years ago. And I just rebought the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, the original. So for the first time in several years, I've watched it. Just like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And I bought the new one too. I thought, well, that should really be good, and it was all right.
I have the new one as well.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got like this. It's like, what do I have anymore?
Yeah, well, I quit buying them like this because I've had so many of them walk out the door. In fact, there is a movie down there that's still in a wrapper called September Dawn. I never used to own it.
But now you does.
Yeah, the funny part is that appeared on my rack the same time that my copy of Bulletproof Monk took a walk. So it was like
that is not a fair trade.
No, not even.
Not a fair trade.
I ended up with 2 copies of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I ended up losing. Oh hell, now I can't remember which one it was. But they got a tendency of.
Oh yeah, man! I got like we have the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And so each movie has like 3 discs, and so we had a roommate one time, and he borrows the Lord of the Rings and comes back and borrows the next one, and comes back and borrows some others, and it's like, it's cool. So he moves out 6 months later. I go to, hey, let's watch Lord of the Rings. First disc, okay. Second, what the? Where's the second disc? Why did he take the second disc? It's just like, son of it, and he took the Empire Strikes Back. I can understand wanting to take the Empire Strikes Back.
That was the one that disappeared that I couldn't remember which one it was. It was one of the Star Wars.
Yeah, because we had the threefold, all 3 original movies before they were edited to look like commercial trash.
Yeah.
The original idea. And the Empire Strikes Back is gone out of that. And I can't replace it.
Yeah, it kind of breaks your heart when that happens. So I decided I was going to quit buying the hard copies like this and just do it on Vudu, that kind of thing. Because now, I can watch them wherever I'm at. I don't have to worry about it getting scratched or stolen or whatever. So all I got to worry about is Vudu going to go out of business?
Right. Or if they turn off the power. Oh, man. So speaking of movies, remember Goonies?
Yeah. I almost bought that last night.
I was popping through some stuff, and apparently, recently, they got together in Oregon in a cave under some mountain where there's a ship of some sort with maybe treasure on it. They don't know, because Goonies turns out to be a real life story. A Spanish galleon went missing in the 1600s. There's 4 or 5 that they know about for sure in that time frame, and only one is completely unaccountable or unaccounted for, and they believe that that's the one. And the crew apparently went there because they just recently they find stuff getting washed up on the beach once in a while, but they just recently located where it could be coming from, and they went down into this cave, and some divers went and they pulled some wood from this thing, and it's actual wood from China where the Spanish were getting their wood to build their boats, and it dates perfectly. I'm just like, wow, Goonies! Goonies!
Yeah.
Goonies never die!
I wonder if, what's his name, Gronk?
I don't know, because it's just some the Akani Mountain caves. There was an earthquake that shifted some of the beach line, I guess, a long while back, which exposed the cave and the vessel, I guess, which is because before then stuff was nothing was washing up on shore, but after that big earthquake, stuff started coming up on shore a little bit at a time. like some Chinese porcelain and some beeswax and whatnot. So,
well, let's see here. Steven says there were actually 2 or maybe it's 3 crystal skulls.
Okay.
Not just the movie props.
No, there's actually a tail of crystal skulls, and one of them, of these 3 that he's talking about, supposedly they can't find tool marks in, and they don't know how it was created.
Oh, well, it was a hot day. They picked it up and just, like clay.
Shaped it with their fingers.
Yeah.
And it was so hot they burnt their fingerprints off, so they didn't leave any traces.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and smooth. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, once you got it carved, if you want, you can always just, kind of lock it down on the beach and then let the waves and the sand go ahead and just smooth it
out. Yeah, natural sandpaper. Well, I like the because I think there's one of those crystal skulls, or maybe it's a lie. That one of them has the elongated cranium.
Well, that's the way they were on the movie.
So
yeah. Kind of like one of the aliens,
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think I want that.
Now, if anybody else wants to actually get in on the conversation, go ahead. Let us know.
Give
us a call,
We ain't afraid.
253-254-6664. The number is at the bottom of your screen if you're watching it. If you're just listening, then you should have been listening when I gave you the number.
Right.
253-254-6664. And, hey, join the conversation.
Goonies is real, boss. Yeah, this is in Oregon.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of really nice Oregon coast there, and there's a lot of little islands out there. There's several caves out there,
Well, they say back in the day, that was actually kind of a dangerous area to be traversing in vessels that might not have been as big as the galleon, and the galleon probably went down because of attacks. We'll see.
It could be.
We'll see. Who knows? They're speculating, and I'm re-speculating their speculation, so it's just a speculum.
Okay, so let's see here.
Your turn.
Let's see here. I lost the one I was wanting to talk about. But anyhow, what did you think about that whole thing about the Trump raid?
The Trump raid? Oh man, political theater is getting so it's as boring as it is predictable anymore.
Yeah.
What do I think about it? Well, what I'm supposed to think about it, depending on which side I'm on, is the DOJ is being pushed and controlled by the people that are in power right now, and they're abusing their power. And the FBI has been after Trump since before he was actually president because they were spying on him and the Russiagate and all the blah, 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 blah. And if I believe Trump's side, it's just a witch hunt. And if I believe my side, it's just political theater, and it doesn't matter which side's on top because the people in power are still in power and we're still poor.
Yeah, well, my biggest thought on the whole damn thing was that it just goes to show it doesn't matter how much money you got or how famous you are or whatever. The Constitution is going straight down the toilet. Nobody's got any freaking rights anymore, no matter what. Did you take a look at the warrant?
No, I didn't. I don't even care.
Yeah. It was so vague.
I absolutely don't care because... Oh, you got a copy of the warrant?
Yeah.
One page?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's 5 or 6 pages long. But yeah, it's...
Because a lot of the story is conflated. I watched a lot of this crap on the interwebs, and a lot of it's conflated like they're talking about, they took 12 boxes. Yeah, back in January, the National Archives came and took 12 boxes.
Yeah,
is that related to the search now?
Yeah, here's the property receipts. There's a couple of pages of it there.
A box labeled A34. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes of stuff. Oh my God, more boxes of stuff.
Yeah,
hey, we're looking for nuclear-related things.
Yeah, they were saying that they were looking for, or supposed to be looking for, classified and top secret documents. And yet everything that he had and everything that they showed he had before he left had declassified, and that's why he was just letting it all the way out.
And I mean, what is it that he knows with these papers that are supposedly declassified? These nuclear things. Okay, what? Where our missiles are? I'm sure any reasonable government with a reasonable network of information knows exactly where all our stuff is, just like we know where everybody else's stuff is.
Yeah.
Oh, how many armaments we actually have? Again, we post that crap all the time. Hey, we've got 100,000 nuclear weapons, 10 times more than Russia and China combined. Woo! So what are we exactly hiding with this nuclear thing? The codes, which are changed twice a day, supposedly.
Yeah, well,
He brought home some old codes and he's playing them as lottery numbers. Is that what's going on? It's ridiculous to watch these people beg for serfdom on one side and cheer for authoritarianism on the other.
yeah. I just think that it's ridiculous that they would be going to this much effort to make Trump a martyr, when if they just left the man alone to begin with, we wouldn't even be giving him a second thought. He'd be back on another TV show, and that would be it.
He told the truth a few days ago, I guess. And if he wasn't running for president, if he hadn't, they would have never messed with him. If he wasn't thinking about it now, they wouldn't be messing with him, because he keeps putting that little hint out there, and so they keep messing with him. And so it's just like the people that hate him, and the people that are on his side are just like, oh, see, we need him, So they're just pushing each other. They're pushing us against each other, and they're getting what they want from us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Democrats, oh, Republicans are horrible. Republicans, oh, the Democrats are horrible. Me, you are correct, both of you.
Yeah, I do agree.
But yeah, I mean, he was cooperating with the National Archives before he left office because he wanted to take stuff with him. They said, you can't take this stuff. They went to the thing. They said, you can't lock it here. So they put a second lock on it. He stayed out of the room. Supposedly, this is all speculative on my point, because it's just crap I heard off the internet. And everything you hear on the internet's true, right?
Well, of course.
So, in my opinion, he is in cahoots with the Clintons. It's all a plan from both sides to dominate. And they play the people like puppets.
Yeah, and it's getting worse.
They keep the one quote. He loves the poorly educated. You don't think the Democrats don't love the poorly educated? Oh, hey, the Trumpers, that's a cult. You don't think that the Democrat? You don't think that's a cult? They're both cults. It's all one big happy cult with a division down the middle. That's an invisible line that says this is a side and this is a side.
Well, yeah, and that's why I keep saying, that when the vote comes around, don't vote for the party, vote for the person. Doesn't matter what party they're in.
Don't vote for the party or the person. Vote for the politics. Everyone should be running as an independent. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't have categorizations like that. They should all be just, hey, my name is I'm running with this platform. Do you like it? Do you not like it?
How do you spell duh?
Probably D-U. He's foreign. He'll never get in office. But yeah,
and now we know they uneducated, because that duh is actually spelled D-U-H.
How could words are so weird?
Yeah.
Two, T-O-T-O-O.
There.
T-W-O.
Yeah. There.
There.
Yeah. Where?
Read, red.
Lead.
Too many goddamn words. I guess it's not as bad as the Chinese characters, though. There's so many of those.
Yeah.
Beautiful, just artistic. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, watching my wife write to talk to her friends, she's getting. She'd take her phone, and she just scribbles on there and everything, and then all of a sudden this other stuff pops up, and she can pick between 20 of them, and she hits those and everything, and she starts writing, and it's like, oh my God, how in the hell do you remember any of this?
I like those old Japanese movies and Chinese, some of the kung fu movies the old ones where they would like have that big, like a mop size dip in the ink, and they'd be writing out characters.
Yeah, their calligraphy.
Stuff. Yeah. It's like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. What was that? Oh damn! I just had it too.
COVID.
Tiger
Monkey
and the
pox.
Dragon or something like that.
Hidden tigers,
yeah,
smelly
Hidden Tiger.
dragons.
Yeah, that one there they did that. That was
did they?
Yeah, it was for part of the
I don't remember.
part of the sword training is what the explanation was.
Low cuts inside the thigh, inside the arm. Cut the vein.
No, the artery.
Well, one's a vein, one's an artery. Depends on which way the blood's going. From the heart or from the lung. How deep have you ever been done them swimming when you've been snorkeling?
Been down 40 feet.
Because when I was in Hawaii scuba diving, like I think the deepest I ever went was probably 160 feet, and the deepest I ever went like snorkeling was maybe 60 feet because you jump in with a rock, you stay down because you're so fat you just instantly go up. But apparently, and when I was doing that, they said, well, you can only go down so deep. It's 220 feet's the maximum. Apparently that's a damn lie, because the new world record for free diving, which means some dude grabbed a rock and went down as deep as he could.
Anchor usually, yeah.
393.7 feet. Now, what's with the point? Why can't they just go 394? What's the big...
Hey,
he could have just went like this.
Every inch counts.
I guess so.
Maybe he stretched his toe a little bit farther.
The picture I saw, he was head down. It was like, what's going on, man? But yeah, that's insane. Almost 400 feet down.
Yeah, without oxygen.
Yeah. In your swim trunks.
And then you got to come back up and not have your eyes explode, your ears explode.
You got to release your air at the proper speed so that your body doesn't go blah.
Back in the 70s, I remember they had a show. It was a show. It was a special on television called The Amphibian. And this guy was, able to go down and everything and, swim around, stay underwater without any tanks or anything for over 15 minutes.
Sapien.
Yeah, but, he'd be down for over 15 minutes just, looking around in these caves and stuff like that, and people would be following him around and, with tanks and this kind of stuff, and he was real good at it, but I don't remember all the details on it, but it was so impressive to me because, I was...
To be able to hold his breath that long? Hell yeah.
Yeah, and swim.
I think I've done 2 minutes max standing still.
Yeah, that was the part that got me is because, I could stay down, like 2.5 minutes, even 3 minutes probably if I just sat at the bottom of the river or the pool or whatever, But swimming, and this guy is actually swimming around and sightseeing while he's doing it. And it was like, oh my God, how can you do that?
Training, discipline.
Yeah.
Mental control.
Well, then again, you got all the girls from Japan, the pearl divers, they go down, and, some of them stay underneath there pretty good. And that's cold water. They're doing a lot of swimming and, so.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's weird. Almost 400 damn feet.
Yeah. Now, the furthest I ever went down was 40 feet, and that was diving off a bridge. And the only reason I know that is because somebody had, the place had just been measured the day before because they were still doing construction around there. And it was 40 feet deep below that bridge that they had built. And so I dove off the bridge, went down in there and everything. And the first time, nobody believed me that I went down that far and couldn't get down to the bottom like that. So the second time I went ahead and came on down. I came up with a handful of the mud from the bottom of the river. They said I had that in my pocket. So I went down again, and this time I got down there, I felt around, and I found me a rock about this big, and I brought it on up. And I had, when I jumped off the bed of the river, I pumping my feet as fast as I could, and I went right back down again. And I found out that it was just longer, slower, and then I was able to get it back up. Once I got to the top and everything, I threw it up and I like that and everything, and they pushed me back down, of course, and then I came back up again and I said, didn't have that in my pocket.
Yeah, the only reason I know I was down 60 feet is because it's an area where we used to go scuba diving all the time, so I knew that's where it was. But that's because I went down there to go fishing. Go down there and go spear fishing once in a while. Get some lobster if you're lucky.
Yeah, there you go.
What else you got, boss? I got one more fun one.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do the fun one.
So, as we're cruising towards our all awesome serfdom, these bigger companies got to lay off more and more people, right? So, how do they do that? Well, there's a startup for that now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a startup for to help you lay people off. It's called the Continuum. Kind of a interesting name for a place that helps you lay people off. Yeah. So, yeah, I think they teach you how to be fractional executives, which is basically a part-time consultant. And when you take their course, you can then go back to your company and fire your people with efficiency.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, see, the place I work and everything, they've got it down a whole lot better than that.
They said they'll teach you how to fire mass firing through a Zoom call. But don't make the mistake of mailing the severance pays out before you actually fire the employees, because then the surprise is gone.
Surprise!
I guess one company after the course, they they were like, they got all severance pay ready and sent them before they sent the email that said, we got to have this meeting. So when they got the email to have the meeting, no one showed. Oh, I wonder why.
Already had their money. Why bother?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's an app for that.
Yeah, see, where I work and everything, they don't do that. They just go ahead and buy more robots to replace you and say, well, we don't need you now.
That's what happened to me at the brewery. I was working in the keg racking department, and it was I'd say 50% automated, because I still had to hand wrestle the barrels around.
Uh-huh.
And same with the bottling on the other side, because people had to actually load the glass in. But eventually they went to full automation, and that's the only reason I was let go, is because I was low man on the totem. I wasn't in a management position or anything like that. I was just I'm in the racking department. Oh well, we got robots now. You can go.
Yeah, well, I mean, with us, the robots are pretty much just forklifts, and so they don't hire forklift drivers anymore.
Yeah.
The robots just go through, they take the stuff off the racks, and they go ahead and put it into the trucks and load it all up. But the funny part is they got to have people to watch the robots, because they fault out all the time.
Right.
And so they have a lot of issues with these robots and everything, So
Yeah, because they can lay off 50 people and hire 100 robots, but they're still going to need at least 5 people to maintain those robots.
Yeah, and just to keep them going, and there's always errors, always, so.
That's what happens with mechanics, especially in an environment like they're working in, where they're doing a lot of heavy work,
Yeah.
I can imagine they have a lot of problems at like that new Amazon warehouse. Well, I say new, but it's a few years old, over there in Spanaway, and we watched that getting built. And I was like, man, those shelves are so close together, nobody's going to be able to work in there. Well, it turns out it's all automated, and they have these robots to go in and pick all the pieces and put stuff together. It's like, oh man, no jobs there.
Well, yeah. Well, there was a place over in by Spokane Valley, American Lake.
Lake?
No, that ain't it.
Anyhow,
it's over there.
It's over there.
Yeah, just
for those of you watching.
Yeah, just this side of the Idaho border.
Just this side of. Oh, so it's over there.
But I walked in there and everything, and theirs is all automated too. As far as it's a cabinet shop, and they've got people that are do some stuff, but the majority of it, they have a guy that takes when the lumber is delivered, he'll go ahead and he'll set it in the racks,
like a sorter.
Yeah, and then they have the robots and everything to go through, and they'll pick up a sheet and take it on over, and then put it someplace, and then it's cut.
Yeah, so the sorting is still not done by automation,
right? But
other than that,
yeah, because the guy has to go out into the parking lot.
This is teak. This is fur.
Yeah, but the guy has to go out there and everything and go ahead and put take it off the truck and take it on in and set it down. And then after that, pretty much everything else is robots, except they do still have people there working at certain portions, but I'm not exactly sure what all.
Yeah, little stuff that they haven't figured out how to get the robots to do yet.
Yeah.
But they will.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. Eventually, you won't have to work. You'll own nothing, and you'll be happy.
Yeah, my first marriage. I had to work, though. She didn't, but I did.
See, so she didn't have to work. She didn't own nothing, and she was happy. And then she took everything from you. I bet she ain't happy now. I'm going to get another coffee.
Yeah.
Everybody, talk amongst yourselves. Here's the number, 253-254-6664.
Yep, there you go. Let's see here. Steven asked, did you guys watch the Sandman series?
The Sandman series.
Yeah, he says it wasn't bad. I never even heard of it.
When you say Sandman, do you mean the, I want to say anti-hero? I think I might have got something wet over there.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna go with no because it doesn't come straight to mind. But then again, I forget. What's your name?
What? Oh, were we talking?
Yeah.
No. So there's your answer, Mr. Steve.
The answer is nope. Sorry, sir. I did not watch or listen to because I know there's a movie called Sandman, right? You're supposed to say it's. Or no, that's I'm thinking Candyman. Yeah. Sorry, sir. Sandman. No.
Now, the only Sandman I can think of is the one from the Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's the only one that comes to mind as well.
Yeah. And he made a couple of appearances.
In the Spider-Man stuff?
Is
that the Sandman he's talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Answer us!
the last time the Sandman showed up in a movie that I know of, it was that new Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that was actually pretty good, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to catch up on a lot of that Marvel. I mean, there's so many of those Marvel movies I haven't seen. I thought I'd seen them all, but I had not.
No, well, they keep coming out with more and more and more, and I'm glad they do. You know, and I have to admit, the Marvels, I can actually get into more, because with the exception of... what's his name? Deadpool. With the exception of him, most of them are fairly family friendly.
Yeah.
You know, but the Deadpool, of course, you know, you don't want your kids watching that. And
you don't know that.
And DC has a tendency of putting everything out there. I wouldn't let my kids watch the majority of it. So
my dilemma is I'm trying not to support Disney in any way, and so since they own Marvel, it's really hard to avoid. It's kind of like, you know, I try to not buy anything made by Nestle. And you would not believe how difficult that is because they're all the way in dog food and canned air. You're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, and water.
So, you know, sometimes for Christmas, someone will hand, you know, like in the stocking when we go to her parents' house, they, you know, a couple packages of Nestle hot cocoa, and I don't go, you know, I just like take it home, and eventually I use it because I like hot cocoa. God damn it.
Well, I like Swiss Miss, you know, and the chocolate's not bad either.
I'm just saying, blondes are good.
Yeah, huh? And those little hats are so cute. You know? Yeah.
Check ID, sir.
I think I'm going to join you with that other cup.
I don't know what I did, but I set off an animal. There's like a rattlesnake over there.
No, I was just calling me over.
So yeah. Crab Trapper whiskey. I'm going to have to try some of that because I like trying weird stuff. Have to see if I can get some. And then next time I'm down in Oregon, I'm going to go check out the Coney Mountain Caves or whatever it is. See if I can see me some Goonie residents.
You know, that was actually a very, very good movie.
It's a great movie. Still love Josh Brolin.
Yeah. It was very well done.
Yeah.
You know.
And they say Steven Spielberg may have gotten the idea from the story of that particular thing to give him the idea to write Goonies.
Yeah. Well, it could
Which
be.
is believable.
Yeah. You know, well, there's a lot of old stories like that, and myths and legends and all kinds of crap. You know that just
Urban legends, baby.
Yeah,
we love making movies about that.
Yeah, you know, and people like listening and watching movies and stuff like that. I mean, there was a podcast a while back that was like that.
Please give us more mind-numbing material.
Yeah. Well, that's what this is.
Yeah, exactly.
If this don't numb your mind, nothing will.
Hey, and if you're tired of the fear and the stress of politics, you should check out Space Weather. Actually, man, it's crazy. That is a completely insane rabbit hole to go down. Space Weather.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Maybe we can do that next week. Because I ain't got no clue. I mean, I know about solar winds.
It'll scare the hell out of you, really. Because, I mean, it's all... for those of you that are into it, it's got a lot of scientifically backed evidence that shows that the things they talk about, not only are they cyclical, they're provable to happen, and they can show you evidence that we're in the middle of another polar flip right now. And when I say polar flip, I mean a magnetic flip, where the magnetic north and south are converging, and they're going to converge kind of near the Dragon's Triangle, which is the one over there in the Japanese Sea, but they think it's going to happen nearer to the East Indian Ocean.
Uh-huh.
But as that's happening, our magnetosphere is getting weaker, and so just one. They got different classes of coronal mass ejections, B, C, M, and X, and they say an M9 is the thing that took out Quebec a few years back when they had that huge power outage because of the coronal mass ejection, and it used to take X-class ejections to give us any kind of blackouts like that, but our magnetosphere is weakening so much that they think that even an M9 now would probably just end this. It's like, no more electricity. And I don't know about end it, but we would probably be ill-prepared in maybe 2 weeks without power if something big enough hit. And that would be devastating.
To a lot of people, yes.
To a lot of people.
Yeah. Now, let's see here. Back to the Sandman thing.
Sandman, Steve got back to us.
Yeah. It says...
I love you, Steve!
He's talking about one of my favorite book series now. Like the Piers Anthony series,
okay.
On a Pale Horse.
I love that one.
Yeah. Different aspects like desire, fate, etc. So we're going to have to get him on here maybe, well, let's see here, next week. I don't think he'll do it on a Monday, but maybe our next Sunday.
Yeah.
We can get him on here and we can discuss this.
He'll listen on Monday, but he won't participate.
Yeah. Well, we were supposed to have another guest today. There was another man, Rashawn, that was supposed to, which is why I got the camera set up differently to where we can see the whole love seat there and the extra mic.
What in the mother of all, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but he didn't.
My camera's gone. Camera one, camera whoa.
Yeah. You know.
What happens?
Actually, though, I think I'm going to leave this here, but I'm going to zoom it back up to where it's just you. And
oh, shit.
Until we have,
So you're going to break the camera. Okay, that's fine.
Actually, I figured this way here, I probably won't break the camera.
Far enough away that my ugliness won't kill nothing.
No, I can still zoom into your face.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so.
Don't forget the big old pock. Pock marks.
Yeah, I'll zoom in until the fly falls off the top.
Then we'll know. That's like the canary in the coal mine.
But yeah. But no, that is a very good book and good series of books.
Pale Horse?
Yeah. The Incarnations of Immortality is what they call it.
Okay.
That's the series. On a Pale Horse was the first book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was pretty far. I think I maybe had like 15 or 16 of the Xanth series.
Oh, yeah.
Just couldn't put that stuff down.
Oh, I know it, He is one of the only authors that I ever enjoyed reading the preludes to the stories or the author's notes just as much as reading the books.
Yeah.
So Piers Anthony, if you're actually watching, hey, we love you, man. We love you.
Are you even alive, sir?
You're my hero. He's got to be alive. He's still putting out books.
Tupac put out albums after he was dead.
No, other people put out, but let me rephrase that.
Other people put out. My wife, she's a keeper.
Sandman is on Hulu. Not sure if you got that. No, I don't have Hulu anymore.
Yeah, still got Hulu for another 22 days.
Yeah, just the only reason we have Netflix is because my wife still watches it, and my daughter still watches it.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's a couple of shows on there that I actually like, but I don't have time to keep up with them, and then I get frustrated because it takes so long. They'll say, oh, well, season 2 is out of this, and we're talking, like 6 or 8 episodes.
Yeah.
That is not a season. That's,
It is anymore.
Yeah.
Goldfish-minded people don't need more than 30 seconds and 10 episodes.
Supernatural, each season, 20 to 22 episodes, and these are hour long, that's
when was their last season?
I think they had 16 or 17 seasons.
Yeah, but when was the last one?
A couple of years ago.
Okay.
The last one came out.
Because I think
that was a good show.
I think my wife liked that too.
Oh, it was awesome.
I watched one where they did the cartoon Scooby-Doo kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. They did weird stuff like that.
Well, it's supernatural.
Yeah. Every once in a while they just step out of the box completely, and everything. Like, they had one where they actually were just the actors. They weren't the people, so they were in Hollywood and they were doing all that stuff, And
this is our behind the scenes episode.
And they didn't get along, and and this kind of stuff, and it was funny, But I loved that show until it got, I don't know, probably season 11 or 12, something like that, and it started
getting
to
the 15th writer.
It got ridiculous, and it just I just finally lost it, so I couldn't tell you how it ended.
Well, it all does. I mean,
the last time I watched it was at the end of the episode where supposedly they all the vampires and everybody attacked them and killed them both. And the screen just went black.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
Yeah. And
why do we keep fighting them one at a time? There's 100 of us and 2 of them. 3 if they got that buddy with them.
Yeah, and then they turned around and everything, and they started. The next season came out. I thought that was the last.
Well, maybe now they're vampires.
Yeah, but now they came back again. How many times can they die and come back?
Well, there's that video game called Final Fantasy. It's on its 15th run.
Well, yeah. And that was a final one to begin with.
Right?
Yeah. I have to
Or
admit,
what about the Never-Ending Story? They only made 1 movie. Shouldn't it still be 2. a new, and a new, and a new?
They did 2.
Did they?
Yeah.
So they never ended and then kind of ended?
But no, because
what was the name of the Never-Ending Story Part 2?
That was it.
That was it?
Yeah. But don't forget, it was a never-ending story because it always went around and started all over again. It's kind of like an argument with your wife. It just always starts back over.
I wouldn't even know what those are. I live a golden life. It's hard to have arguments when, she's always correct.
I told my wife that last night, I can't remember what it was she said, though, but she said, oh, yeah. I told her, if I got everything done in time, I wanted to take the dog over to the dog park, and, so, because he's been a good boy, he needs, So,
he needs a little more room than this to run around.
Yeah.
Ours is good. He's got plenty of room because he's small.
So went ahead, and I was tired, and I got all, I was beat, and I finally just said, hell with it. So I went and changed, got on my sweats and everything, and I'm getting ready to just sit back and relax and everything. She goes, aren't you taking him to the dog park? I said, no, it's getting too late, by the time, everything's done. She says, well, dinner will be ready in half an hour. We can go after dinner. She says, but, you said that he should go, and that he deserved it. And it was like, I hate you when you're right. And I left, and I came back down. She's got this big old grin on her face. She says, "You hate me a lot, don't you?"
Yeah, it's gotten me in trouble a couple times because I'm kind of deaf, and so I'll be watching TV, and she'll do something, and she'll come over and say something, and so I'll just be like, "Oh, you're right," whatever it was. You're right. You're right. Sometimes she'll be like, I've been doing sit-ups for a while, and I don't think it's working. You're right. Whoops. Oops. I meant obviously. Oops. I meant. What I meant to say was I'll be sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Anyway, but yeah.
What else you got, man? Space weather is scary.
Yeah, Piers Anthony isn't, but he did a lot of space movies or space books.
Space books?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yes.
What were the space books?
Okay. Bio of a Space Tyrant.
Really?
Yeah. Macroscope.
No.
You never read any of those?
No, because I like I said, I was stuck in Xanth and then the
Incarnation.
Blue Adept.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that was space.
Was it?
Yeah, Planet Proton.
Did they do interstellar travel?
Yeah.
God, it's been a while since I read it because it was.
Well, they had people from other planets coming there, and they had ships that would leave because.
Do you know who wrote On Eternity? Was that Isaac Asimov or was that Piers Anthony?
I think no, it was not Piers Anthony.
Neither of them, he says. Okay, so because the Blue Adept, there were 3 or 4 books in that series of the Adept series.
There were 3 to start with, then it went to 6.
Okay, because
then there was a few more after
I only did
that.
the first 3.
Yeah, I think that 9 of them total.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because I'm behind on my reading.
The series says, "I miss the days of being second apple in my own home." Well, yeah, but you were always rotten to the core anyway, I mean. But yeah, I know the feeling, dude. Well, I knew the feeling. I don't know it anymore.
I'm third apple in my own home, man.
No,
that dog, I'll tell you what, for the longest time, not on the bed. Now it's on the bed, and we have a very nice sized bed so that we can sleep on there comfortably. And that dog, I mean, my hip hurts right now because that dog slept horizontally when we're both going vertically. It's just like big H up there, and every time I roll over, I'm on him. He's like, pushing me. So I wake up this morning, he's like this, and I'm just like, all right, fine, I'll get out of bed at 3. Fuck it.
Yeah, see that's Chulon, my wife. She let the dog into the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't let him into the bedroom when we sleep, but she decided to let him in. Okay, fine. But I won't let him on the bed. And he jumps on the bed, and I push him back up.
Right.
No, you get down.
Yep.
Well, come to find out, if he doesn't follow me out, or if I just leave the door open when I get up because she stays in bed, a lot longer, then he goes back in and he gets up on my side of the bed.
That's how it happened.
Yeah. But I won't let him anywhere near it.
Because, I let him on the couch in the studio. But he knows not to get on any of the couches in the house. And then all of a sudden, I'll wake up. What the hell is... what the...
Yeah.
And you say, get out, he'll get out. Then you go back to sleep. You wake up. That son of a... So I have relinquished my ability to tell him to get the hell off the bed. And now it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I won't do it. No.
It's uncomfortable.
He can sleep in the room. He can sleep on the floor. I tried putting his bed in there too, but he won't sleep on it. And so it's like, heck with it. Then you just sleep on the hard floor, and that's what he does. But the thing that really irritates me now is I'll take my slippers off. And when I wake up in the morning, it's search and rescue for my slippers because he's kicked them around. So I took them and put them underneath my chair, the chair next to the bed, and I just slide him underneath there. Well, now he's gotten to where he'll lay with his head underneath the bed, and his feet will be kicking underneath the chair, and so I can't reach. I have to climb down there to grab my slippers. It's like, you son of a gun, leave my shoes alone. I'm about ready to take a couple of nails, put them in the wall, just so I can hang my slippers up.
My slippers are right there. Quit kicking them around. My feet's so cold.
Yeah, you got the whole floor. Just leave that part alone, But not. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
Dang dogs. Love them dogs.
So anybody else out there would like to pitch in on the conversation? We still got a couple of minutes left.
Suggest a good book. Come on, man.
253-254-6664.
We got Sandman. We got Piers Anthony. We got Blue Adept. We got The Magic of Xanth. There's all kinds of those ones.
And Bio of a Space Tyrant is one that you really should read.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's, I think, 5 books or 6 books there.
Okay.
But it's about this Latino immigrant, and he ends up eventually ruling the galaxy.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's how a transition should occur. I started with nothing and now I have everything.
That was it. He was an immigrant, and everything, and just everything that he ended up doing and all the crap that he went through, it's really a good book.
Okay.
What can I say? Piers Anthony is just,
I'm already biased because I like his writing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Can't get much better than him. I do like Isaac Asimov.
Yeah.
And there's a Cheryl somebody, I can't remember her last name. I read a lot of her books too. She's pretty good. She did the Gaia series and that kind of thing.
I'd have to look at some of the, because for a long time, especially in the fantasy and science fiction section, I just go in, oh, that's a cool cover.
Yeah.
Read the book.
Yeah.
That's a cool cover. Read the book. And if I really liked it, I'd see if there was another one in the series. So I've got books I've read that are just awesome, spectacular magic and demons and dragons and sword fighting and all this fun stuff. And like, who wrote that? I don't know. Sterling?
Yeah.
I got the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe in one book. That was nice. But I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of my individual stories.
Yeah.
I should have kept those.
Yeah, I got, I can't even remember the other authors' names now.
But I had to make room on my shelf.
But there's a series of books that I did, that I got, Jack Lovejoy or something like that wrote it.
Okay.
But it was Derek the Hunter, and it was a post-apocalyptic.
Speaking of post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic book, and it was how, after nuclear explosions or whatever it was, it wiped out the main humanity deal.
Okay.
It was survival after that, and then the Brotherhood of Diablo came and tried to take over and everything, and ran them out of their place and this kind of stuff. And it's another really good book.
I read a series of books. I think it's the one I was talking about, the Sterling one. Author. Where the collapse of civilization occurred because basically gasoline no longer sparked. It was no longer a fuel source. And that was the downfall of civilization. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I could kind of believe that.
Well, yeah, we lose the way to make power.
Yeah. Anyhow, let's see here. I guess that's about all the time we got.
All right, we're going to take this home. We're going to see what the hell went on in Largo, and we're going to come back next week. We're going to tell you political theater is just as boring as it is predictable because nothing's going to come of this, just like nothing came of Clinton, nothing came of...
Well, that's probably what he's going to be talking about on his show, the Vegetable Soup Show.
What's the guy, Berger, Sandy Berger?
On Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
NWCZ
Radio, Channel 1.
There you go. And then we're on right after that.
7 o'clock, NWCZ, Channel 1.
But also you can catch us on Rubber Chicken Radio at 5 o'clock on Thursdays, too. Woo-woo. That's when we'll rebroadcast this, and it's all pretty and nice and tidy for you.
Yep.
But feel free, go ahead and either call and leave an email, or leave a voicemail. Or
call and leave an email, or email us and leave a voicemail.
Yeah. But you can email us, veg@rubberchickenradio.com or gary@rubberchickenradio.com.
Hell yeah.
And, let us know what you're thinking.
Join the conversation.
And I want to take this last couple of seconds to say thank you to everybody out there, because we have been informed.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we do good stuff.
Yeah, that we were actually ranked in the top 100 anyway for comedy, talk, and news. Woo-woo. We just barely made the news.
Yeah,
we were ranked right at 100.
So when we're not deplatformed, we're actually entertaining. Yay!
So thank you all for your support, and
thank you, and you, and you, and you, and them.
And if there's a like button, please push it.
Yeah,
if
go ahead.
There's a subscribe button, please push it. And if there's
something about a bell for notifications.
And if there's
we supposed to start saying that?
If there's a donation button,
yeah, hit it.
Just send it to me. Anyhow,
thanks
everybody
for
watching.
Bye, Steve.
And thank you for joining us, dude. Oh,